Hello everyone, this is Persephone and I think you deserve an update on what happened to my 1-year Chastity project. I don't really have good news about this specific project, but I have upcoming new exciting projects that have to do with chastity that I plan to share with you. So, as many of you know who have been following the videos, Steven was one of my pay pigs and the project was to lock him in chastity for 1 year. And I say was because we had a big fallout with Steven and I dismissed him from being my pay pig, and this is not a decision I took lightly. I was very mad actually, but I'm going to tell you what happened and you're free to make your own conclusions, comment and so on. So to cut things up for my new subscriber crowd that you don't know what's going on, Steven had a micro penis. His penis was 1.5 inches erect and he had a huge Angora fetish. He has sent me Angora sweaters to wear on my videos about him and he doesn't really like nudity or stuff like that. He's into women wearing Angora. So when this project started, I had originally agreed with him to make videos about chastity and how things are going every few months, like month 1, month 3, month 6 and so on. And the first red flag is that he progressively became more and more controlling and he would want me to make videos about him all the time. To the point that I told him that although you pay me to make those videos, because I remind you that all of this is paid content, my time to chat with you is not for free. When you're subs, my time to make videos for you is not free, it's paid content, but still, my channel primarily is black-pilled reality, okay? That's how things are. We are in a black-pilled universe. We're talking about how reality is in every aspect of life, even if that's financial, professional, sex work, relationships, and so on. So my channel is not going to end up Steven's adventures or anyone else's adventures. There has to be a moderation. This is something that he didn't like and he would complain, but as usually I ignored it because if I took every sub complaint seriously, I would have to rope myself. The second big problem is that he started being competitive towards other subs and other pay pigs and it got pretty nasty. And because I don't like speaking on the air and I want to always bring specific examples, I'm going to mention an incident that happened with one of my other pay pigs, Robert. Robert is a guy who is also a beta loser. His penis is 3 inches, I've seen it, and he wanted me to make a video about his vasectomy because he's one of the men that I have successfully removed from the gym pool. So I said I have no problem making that because it's going to help other men who need to remove themselves from the gene pool. Because you know something, I don't care what anyone says. If you want your son to inherit your micro penis because those things are being passed down genetically, then I don't want anything to do with you. If you have a micro penis or a very small penis under 5 inches, which is the medically normal starting point, you should get a vasectomy at least. So Robert had done that and I felt it's good to not only be paid to make a video, but also encourage him on taking the right decision. And when Steven found out about that, he made a huge deal and he said that he wanted to be featured on the half of the video, the second part or something, and he wanted me to talk about him, which is something very rude, very unprofessional, and I refused. Not only because of that, Robert has sent me at least 600 euros worth of Amazon gift cards at this point, and he has bought so many things from my wish list that, how to say this, it has been very, very generous. So when someone wants to be in the spotlight, he gets to be in the spotlight. I don't care what someone else says. And then Steven would act very hurt and he would start whining and saying I'm weepy because of I'm constantly locked in chastity and I'm impotent, blah, 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 and my life is so hard and this and that. And one kind of thing I cannot stand as a person is manipulative guilt trip drama. So I said no again, and that's that. Then the third point was that he started being controlling on my findom business. And by findom business, I mean how I handle my pay pigs in general. The people that I talk about on my channel are people that they want to be featured and I want to talk about them. That's an exception. That's 5% of what's going on that you see here. So I'm not going to talk about people, and people I mean men, women, gays, trans and so on, that they wish to remain private. So Steven would start asking questions and offering ideas and saying, what if you decided to rinse all of your pay pigs the same day? How would that be? I'm not going to let subs tell me what do I do as a goddess. Okay, that's a very big sign of crossing boundaries and disrespect for me, and it really bothers me because, first of all, not all of my babies are into being rinsed. Second, it's extremely inconvenient for me. I don't know what some of you think that you're watching. By some, I mean the trolls or the losers. I'm not the type of person that I sit all day in front of a PC talking shit. It may seem like that because there are days where I spam content, but I have said it in my older videos, I say it again, most of my content is older videos filmed that I edit when I have time. That's what I do. I work in peaks because of bipolar / borderline / whatever you want to call it. I have many diagnoses. There are times when I'm on maximum productivity or a manic episode and I make lots of videos, and there are times when I do other stuff or nothing. So even if supposedly I could line up 10 men to rinse them, I don't want to be online all day to rinse them. So when it starts getting to the point of having to explain to yourself this and that, the boundaries are being lost. And anyway, many incidents like that happen, and I do this for 2 reasons. First of all, for the money. Second, because it's fun. When it stops being fun, I don't really need the money, so he's free to do whatever he wants with his life. I dismissed him, he can find someone else, and I'm not going to be controlled by people. I realize that there is a category of subs that they become very controlling and very needy to the point that they start using their own training against you or think that they should use it or they can use it. For me, it does not apply. It doesn't go like that. You can't control me. You can't hold money over my head. Like I said, fiendom, femdom, those things have to be consensual. Consensual means we are fully agreeing, okay, and what goes on between us is like in every human relationship that is supposed to be fun. It's consensual, no one is being manipulated, no one is being guilt-tripped, no one is being constantly nagged. At least that's how I do things. Like I said, I'm a person that I think in abundance. That's what I do, that's what I preach, which means there are enough paybags for everyone, there are enough goddesses for everyone. If you don't like how I do things, or if I don't like how you do things, Twitter is full of goddesses, Color Space is full of goddesses, so many places to find someone to dominate you, man or woman. So instead of coming to me to tell me who I am and how am I supposed to treat you, find someone else who's going to accept that, because for me, this is not a democracy. It never was, it's never going to be. So bye-bye to that project, and to all of those of you that you're saying, oh, I'm very disappointed right now. You don't have to be disappointed because we have a new, more ambitious project. Do you know Mari, the bottom feeder gay sub that I have? Well, Murray has ordered a new Chastity case that is even smaller than the one he had because his dick is even smaller than he thought, and he's going to be locked on Chastity permanently. Do you know why permanently? Because he's up to no good and he does crazy shit, and I don't think he's ever going to find a proper black master for him, so it's easier for me to just lock him in Chastity and have him there. Okay, so you're going to have updates about the new project eventually. Like I said, I don't like to use a one-fits-all method when it comes to my paybags. He told me he wants me to mention that, and I'm mentioning that since he's okay and he loves being exposed. So yeah, I've had so many Chastity slaves, but I've seen a lower point, like I've never seen a lower point of someone needing a smaller Chastity gauge. I mean, you don't even know how small your small dick is. So anyway, that's what I'm going to tell you, because I don't like to avoid questions like that. I'm with you to share the ups and downs, the obstacles, the challenges, because that is true fiendom. And I can't teach other goddesses if I pretend that, oh my god, everything is a walk in the park. It's not. Okay, there are good times and there are bad times if you treat this as actual human relationships. If you treat this as some kind of character playing on some forum and wearing a mask, then yeah, you don't have ups and downs because you're role-playing. I'm not role-playing. So that's all for today. If you have more questions about fiendom, femdom, or topics that you want to see featured, just leave them in the comment section or email me and I'm going to feature them. Thank you for watching.